What is good, YouTube? Coming to y'all with another playoff predictions on Analysis Playground exclusively there on YouTube, going live again to bring y'all another predicting playoff series video. It's all fun and games until somebody gets eliminated and their chance of winning the NBA championship ain't going to be reality anymore. And that's what we're here to talk about this time. It's the Los Angeles Lakers versus Anthony Edwards in the Minnesota Timberwolves. This should be another great series. And honestly, I'm going to go right ahead and say this is going to be a tough one for Minnesota to win if everybody stays healthy because they just don't have the firepower and they just don't have the best execution in the fourth quarter. And that can make things very blurry and very tough for them to be able to win 4 games against a team like the Lakers when you have Austin Reeves that can score and command the offense just like Luka and LeBron can do just like they can. And then you have to find a way to slow them down. Then you have to find a way to stay home to the shooters. Then you have to find a way to keep them out the paint. Then you got to find a way to keep the other guys from, playing good defense against you and making some interruption plays and trying to go for the nasty plays also. So they have the firepower, they have the confidence, they have the swagger. And the Lakers always have had those things, so it's not really anything new there. But these teams was close when it came to records, so it's going to make things look a little different, when you look at that part of it. But it's all about styles makes matchups. Styles make the matchups, and I just feel like the Laker has the better style. They have the better offensive pieces, and they have not the greatest chemistry, but neither does the Minnesota Timberwolves. They was learning how to win with Julius Randle on their roster. They was learning how to win with Dante DiVincenzo instead of Anthony Towns. And they still did a great job of that by the end of the year, and they still play great. And Anthony Edwards is still maturing and becoming the guy that we knew he could possibly be when he was the number 1 pick in the draft. And I like what I've seen with his maturation process. The guy is a bucket. He can handle the ball, get to the three-point shot, get to the paint. He's becoming a better passer. He's becoming a better decision maker. He's becoming more patient, and he still has the degree of difficulty, and he has the ability to step up in big moments like he has shown this entire season and be the guy when it matters the most. And that doesn't really work when you have so many other guys that can cancel you out. Yeah, you can have a big game, you can have a big quarter, you can have a big fourth quarter, but there's other guys that's going to be coming at your head. When you're going to look around on the offensive end, you might be clear as a player, but is Nas Reed going to do enough? What is Mike Conley going to bring to the table? He's been a guy that's been playing good minutes, but hasn't really been scoring a lot, hasn't really been doing a lot. Julius Randle, is he going to be a guy that's going to have good matchups? Because he got some guys on the Lakers that has the same size, that has the same builds and can stay in front of him, forcing him to be more of a perimeter-like player. And I think that's going to make it tougher because you rather have him banging and swinging and getting to his comfortable zone or getting close to it. But I don't really see that really happening enough against a team like the Lakers because they can throw so many different bodies on them. Rudy Gobert, will he make silly plays? Will he do goofy things? Or will he just be locked in and focused and just running hard, rebounding hard, being everywhere on the floor defensively, and just trying to give maximum effort? Because a lot of people say you can play Gobert right out of the game because you can continue to attack him and make him make choices. Now, the Lakers rather hit you from 3 or go straight to the basket. They don't really care too much about mid-range, even though they take them. They rather just beat you that way. That's going to be interesting against a team like the Wolves because I do like Jaden McDaniels. I do like Nickeil Alexander and those guys on the Minnesota Timberwolves roster, but they just don't have the creation ability for themselves to be high-impact players unless somebody really feeding them real good. But I like the wings for the Lakers being able to cover the ground or just stay home and just make their shots a little bit tougher. And that's something that they actually can do, with the roster that they have. I do like the fact that Dalton Connect might play a little bit, give him a guy that can shoot, a guy that can give some guys a break. I don't think he's going to play a ton of minutes, and he shouldn't because they don't really need him as much. I do look at Jared Vanderbilt being a big part of this team and Dorian Finney-Smith being a big part of this team for their defense and for their floor space and ability. I think Jordan Goodman will be good to give them a rest too, and also being able to space the floor and knock down shots. Rui Hachimura has to stay healthy because he's a guy that always is a beneficiary of the passes. He's always cutting to the basket. He's always being found open for threes. He can knock down mid ranges. He can put the ball on the floor and get to the basket. He can get out and transition, have fun. We know that Jackson Hayes isn't the greatest center ever, but he gets the job done. He's going to try to rebound. He's going to try to protect the paint. He's going to try to finish strong as much as he can. And that's all you can do is ask him to give effort and ask him to play consistent and that role. And it's hard to do that against better centers, but Gobert is a limited center, so you don't really have to do too much, honestly, to slow him down. You just got to stay in the front of him and box him out. Easier said than done, but he has slowed down as a guy that, he's only getting older and he's losing the athleticism, and he's not really dominating games defensively like he used to, even on the rebounding end. There's a lot of games that I've seen where he didn't even get 10 boards some games. And it's unfortunate to say that for the Timberwolves, but that's the reality of the situation. And then Gabe Vincent, another shooter, another guy that can rely on to keep the lead, and another guy that can rely on to get the lead when he goes out there and play. And I think that the Lakers just have so many weapons compared to the Timberwolves that actually go out there and perform and do big things when they're out there, that I think that the Wolves going to find themselves getting off the good starts or good mid starts, and then it just slowly falls away from them as the game continues to go on. And I think that sucks, but I think that's what exactly is going to happen in this series. And then it just gets out of hand. I don't really like the Timberwolves bench. I'm looking at it right now and I'm saying, like, I mean, you're relying on guys like Josh Minot. You relying on guys, mainly your starters to bring you home, because a lot of these guys I don't see making a big impact outside of Jalen McDaniels and possibly Nas Reed, which is obvious. I'm not really saying anything that's new, but I'm just saying that's how low it is for them to have high impact players. I think that you're going to need a big performance for DiVincenzo or a big performance from Jaden McDaniels if they want to pull off an upset, or even want to win 2 to 3 games against the Lakers. I'm going to be honest with y'all and just say the truth, and I'm going to have to go Lakers in 5. I think Anthony Edwards going to get out. I think he's going to, show that I'm great enough and I have enough, and I won't go out there and compete with what I have. And I think I can inspire them to be great. I can inspire them to be good. I can push them because they're going to see me putting in that hard work, and they're going to not want me to do it alone. And I think he can win one game. He can take over at the right time, make some shots at the right time. And the Lakers have been frozen sometimes, or they rely too much on hero ball sometimes by just wanting to make the big play or the big home run play sometimes. And I think that that's been one of their problems also. But, that's what the playoffs are about. The big players step up. The best players have the best decisions because it's going to be mainly in their hands. And I like the fact that you can throw it in Austin Reeves, Luka, or LeBron hands and get the same type of offense or the same type of production out of any team or lineup that's out there with them, because they're just that good at making decisions and they're just that good as offensive players. And, they have so many other weapons around them, and it's just unfair that he had to face a team like this in the first round. But you want to have the best regular season you can have. You want to play the best that you can, even in the playoffs. And sometimes you just go against a better team. You might have the better player or one of the better players, but it's about who's the better team, who prepares better, who goes out there and plays the game the right way, who goes out there and leaves the best imprint, on the game. And I think all that favors the Lakers more than it favors the Timberwolves. And I just feel like you can get big games and big contributions at a home game, and everybody's riding for you, everybody's cheering for you, everybody wants you to win. And then it comes back to reality. We got to beat this team 3 more times. And I just feel like they're going to struggle doing that against the Lakers, this iteration of the Lakers. And I just feel like JJ Redick is finally going to try to get his credit as a coach, like he's been doing. Let me show that I can outcoach some of these guys. Let me show them I can put my guys in the right spaces. I can demand them to be great defensively. I can write up some schemes. I can write up some plays to show that they need me to be a great team. You know, they had other coaches. They're not looking as good as they're looking with JJ Redick that already been proven in the regular season. Now he gets to continue to extend his legacy and his imprint on his team in the playoffs by making them look better and looking good than the first round. And if you get done with it early, it makes you get your rest for LeBron and those guys so you can be ready for the next round. And then that benefits them because they have time to wait, possibly, and they have time to figure things out. And they also have time to be one step ahead of the competition and throw things out there that they normally wouldn't do because you don't really know your team that you're going to go against yet anyway, especially if you finish early. But I do feel like this one's going to be a bad series, and I do feel like Anthony Edwards going to say, "Man, it sucked playing against them Lakers, playing against a team that we didn't want to be seventh, we didn't want to be eighth, we want to be as high as we can get, and then we got trapped into a Lakers series. And you got to beat the best if you want to be the best. You got to beat the best if you want to respect." And I think that this will be a good thing for his legacy, showing you how great of a player that he is. And if you can get a guy with Anthony Edwards playing at this level, maybe they could win a chip in Minnesota. And people was feeling like that last year when they got to the conference finals. And they might still feel like that this year, depending on how he plays and how he goes about playing hard and doing the best he can to lead his team, to the most wins that he can in this series. I just don't think one man is enough to beat a team that has LeBron, Luka, and obviously Austin Reeves. It's just a gap in talent, and even on the bench, even with the starters, and they just have multiple things they can throw at some of the best players on the Wolves to make things difficult, and the Wolves just can't do the same, in my personal opinion. So it's unfortunate. It's part of how the NBA goes, especially for the younger players. There's always that learning curve, that growing curve, and there's also just a talent gap. You have to be able to get to talent. You have to be able to get the best out of the talent. You have to have a coach that can bring everything together, make everybody respect each other, have love for each other, and trust with each other. And then it just comes, out more naturally. But not this year for the Timberwolves, unfortunately. But I do like guys like Nas Reed and Nickel having big games and having big production off the bench. But I don't think they're going to go for 30 or anything like that. They might go for 10 to 15 points, and that helps. But not against a team like the Lakers that can blow you out in one quarter, especially if you can't get it going offensively or defensively to slow them down. It just can get out of hand. Comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell for more analysis. And if you're new to the channel, do conversation videos just like this and various different NBA-only topics. Also do breakdowns with real footage of legends, current legends, rookies, and also future stars. Also do mock draft and draft coverage. And then I also do have 3,000 plus videos on my channel that you can watch and possibly become an NBA fan of mine, with the analysis that I do each and every day to the best of my ability, whether it's conversations or breakdowns. I have other things that I offer too, topic wise, and you might want to become a fan of me for that reason. But check out the videos that I have already done and the ones I'm going to be doing throughout the rest of the playoffs, and other ones like breakdowns and stuff going to be coming too this spring and this summer. We just see how things play out and roll out and see if I'm going to still be alive. But other than that, y'all have a blessed day. Hope you guys enjoy your day. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Hope you guys are focused on what you have to focus on to reach what you have to reach and be able to live a happy life just like you want it for me. Other than that, the 50-50 got to stay there. I need you guys to continue to watch, continue to subscribe, continue to support me to the best of y'all ability. And I'll just continue to bless y'all with the best analysis that I can give you. Thank y'all for appreciating the analysis. Thank y'all for continuing to come back. Thank y'all for continuing to watch for those that do. And thank y'all for wanting to be a subscriber if you're new. Other than that, I'm gone for now. I'll see you guys later today with more analysis in the next video. There's 2 more playoff predictions I'm going to do, and that's a wrap for me today. And we'll see what happens in the play-in tournament tomorrow. So far, I'm gone.